Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly build wealth while others struggle paycheck to paycheck, despite earning decent money? The answer might shock you, because it has nothing to do with how much you make and everything to do with 7 critical mistakes that are silently draining your financial future. I'm about to reveal the exact money traps that keep 90% of people broke, and more importantly, show you how to escape them starting today. Picture this scenario. 2 friends graduate college with identical degrees and land jobs paying the same salary. Fast forward 10 years, and one has built a 6-figure investment portfolio, while the other is drowning in debt and living paycheck to paycheck. What happened? The difference lies in these 7 money mistakes that most people make without even realizing it. Before we dive deep into these wealth-destroying habits, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like money just disappears from your account without knowing where it went? Or maybe you've told yourself you'll start investing next month, but next month never comes. If you're nodding your head, you're not alone, and you're about to discover why this happens and how to fix it. The first mistake that's keeping you broke is living without a clear financial plan. Most people treat money like it's a mystery they can't solve. They earn it, spend it, and hope something's left over for savings. But here's the truth that financial advisors don't want you to know for free. Money follows intention, not hope. When you don't have a specific plan for your money, you're essentially driving blindfolded toward your financial destination. You might accidentally arrive somewhere good, but you'll probably crash first. Successful wealth builders treat every dollar like an employee with a specific job. Some dollars are assigned to pay bills, others to build emergency funds, and others to invest for the future. The solution starts with creating what I call a money blueprint. This isn't just a budget. It's a strategic allocation system. Take your monthly income and assign every dollar a purpose before you even receive it. Give 20% to future investments, 10% to your emergency fund, 30% to housing, 15% to transportation, and so on. The exact percentages matter less than the habit of intentional allocation. The second money mistake is falling into the lifestyle inflation trap. This is where people increase their spending every time their income increases. You get a raise, so you upgrade your car. You get a bonus, so you move to a more expensive apartment. This creates what economists call the hedonic treadmill, where you're always running toward more expensive things, but never actually getting ahead financially. Here's what's really happening in your brain when you do this. Your dopamine system gets addicted to the temporary pleasure of new purchases, but that pleasure fades quickly, leaving you needing bigger and better things to get the same satisfaction. Meanwhile, your increased expenses eat up all your extra income, leaving you no better off than before, despite earning more money. The wealthy think differently about raises and windfalls. They view increased income as increased opportunity to invest, not increased permission to spend. When a wealthy person gets a $1,000 raise, they might celebrate with a nice dinner, but they put the other $900 toward investments. This single mindset shift can be the difference between building wealth and staying broke forever. The third mistake is avoiding investments because they seem too complicated or risky. This fear-based thinking costs people millions of dollars over their lifetime. Let me put this in perspective. If you're 25 years old and you invest just $200 per month in a diversified index fund earning 7% annually, you'll have over $500,000 by retirement. But if you wait until 35 to start, you'll have less than half that amount. The real risk isn't investing. It's not investing. Inflation is silently eating away at your purchasing power every single year. Money sitting in a savings account earning 1% interest is actually losing value when inflation runs at 3%. You're guaranteed to lose money by playing it safe. The solution is simpler than you think. Start with low-cost index funds that track the overall market. You don't need to become a stock-picking expert or analyze individual companies. Just consistently invest in broad market funds and let compound interest work its magic over decades. The key is starting now, not waiting until you feel ready or have more money. Moving to the fourth mistake, and this one hits close to home for most people. Carrying high-interest debt, especially credit card debt, is like trying to fill a bucket with a massive hole in the bottom. Every dollar you pay in interest is a dollar that could have been invested to grow your wealth instead. Credit card companies make billions because they've mastered the psychology of minimum payments. Then make it feel manageable to pay just the minimum, but meanwhile, you're paying 20% interest on the remaining balance. If you have $5,000 in credit card debt and only make minimum payments, you'll pay over $13,000 total and take more than 20 years to pay it off. The debt avalanche method is your weapon against this wealth destroyer. List all your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. Pay the minimums on everything, but throw every extra dollar at the highest interest debt until it's gone. Then move to the next highest rate. This mathematical approach saves you the most money in interest payments. The fifth mistake is not having an emergency fund, which forces you to rely on credit cards or loans when unexpected expenses arise. This creates a vicious cycle where emergencies push you deeper into debt, making it even harder to build wealth. Financial stress becomes your constant companion, affecting your sleep, relationships, and decision-making ability. Most financial experts recommend 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency fund, but I believe this advice is outdated for today's economy. Start with $1,000 as your initial emergency fund. This covers most small emergencies without going into debt. Once you've paid off high-interest debt, then build it up to 3 months of expenses. Keep this money in a high-yield savings account that's easily accessible but separate from your checking account. The goal isn't to earn returns on this money. It's to provide peace of mind and prevent debt when life throws you curveballs. And trust me, life will throw you curveballs. The sixth mistake is making emotional money decisions instead of logical ones. Fear and greed are the two emotions that destroy more wealth than any market crash or economic recession. When markets go down, fear makes people sell their investments at the worst possible time. When markets go up, greed makes people chase hot stocks or get-rich-quick schemes. Successful investors develop what I call emotional immunity to market fluctuations. They understand that volatility is the price you pay for long-term returns. They have a plan and stick to it regardless of what the market does in the short term. This emotional discipline is what separates wealthy investors from broke investors. Create investment rules for yourself when you're in a calm, rational state of mind. Decide in advance how much you'll invest each month, what types of investments you'll choose, and under what circumstances you might change your strategy. When emotions run high, follow your predetermined rules instead of making impulsive decisions. The seventh and final mistake is not investing in yourself and your earning potential. Your income is your most powerful wealth-building tool, but most people treat it like it's fixed and unchangeable. They accept whatever salary they're offered and never actively work to increase it. Your earning potential is like a muscle that grows stronger with exercise. Every new skill you learn, every certification you earn, every network connection you make increases your market value. The return on investment for education and skill development often exceeds any stock market return you could achieve. But here's the key difference between wealthy people and everyone else when it comes to self-investment. Wealthy people invest in skills that scale and create multiple income streams. They learn about real estate, start side businesses, or develop expertise that commands premium prices. They don't just work harder, they work smarter. By increasing their value in the marketplace, set aside at least 5% of your income for personal development. This might mean taking courses, attending conferences, buying books, or hiring coaches. Treat this as seriously as you treat your retirement contributions, because it often provides better returns. Now that you understand these 7 money mistakes, let me share the most important insight of all. Knowledge without action is worthless. You can understand every principle I've shared today, but if you don't implement them, you'll stay exactly where you are financially. Start with just one mistake and focus on fixing it completely before moving to the next. If you don't have a financial plan, create one this week. If you're carrying credit card debt, stop using credit cards and start the debt avalanche method. If you haven't started investing, open an investment account and set up automatic monthly transfers. The compound effect works in both directions. Small positive changes compound into massive wealth over time, but small negative habits compound into financial disaster. The choice is yours, and the time to choose is now. Remember, becoming wealthy isn't about earning more money. It's about keeping more of what you earn and making that money work for you. Every wealthy person started exactly where you are now. They just made better decisions with their money, and now you have the knowledge to make those same decisions. Your financial future depends on what you do in the next 24 hours. Will you let these insights fade into forgotten knowledge, or will you take action and start building the wealth you deserve? The choice is entirely yours.